Hi, my name is Lauren Compton from Clown Town, and you're watching the 13th Wolfman.
Hey everybody, it's the 13th Wolfman, and a while back ago, I bought a couple of box sets, which I had been wanting to grab for a while, and finally got through watching them both. I mean, I've seen all the movies in the first one before. The second box set, I had not seen two of the movies, so I figured I'd do like an overall review of all the movies one at a time. And so we're going to start with the first box set, and that is A Nightmare on Elm Street. All 7 original Nightmare films collection, starting in 1984 with the classic A Nightmare on Elm Street. With Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, John Saxon, Amanda Wyss, Johnny Depp, everybody everyone that was in this just had a little bit more experience, with the exception of Johnny Depp. This was Johnny Depp's first movie ever. And so it's 1984. We get this really cool backstory of who Fred Krueger is, or Freddy Krueger, whatever you want to call him. And Wes Craven, just kind of like sat down and wrote this really cool script like 3 years before the movie came out. And he shopped it around to I think it was something like 20 studios. And no one would bite. No one at all would take a chance on it. And then somewhere, I'm not sure how much time went by, but somewhere, some time did go by, and he met up with Bob Shea from New Line Cinema, and New Line was like, we'll take a chance on this, And that's the problem with the movies today, is that the companies are no longer being run by movie makers. They're being run by lawyers. So people that want to take chances on movies, they almost have to all be independently funded, because lawyers don't take chances. They want... Lawyers and businessmen want that instantaneous, gratification, as far as money goes. That's why we get a lot of remakes nowadays, is because it's not that they're out of ideas, it's the fact that the companies are run by businessmen, and they're like, well, why should we risk $20 million on something that we don't know is going to do very well, just compared to, hey, let's spend, half that on a remake of a movie that already has a built-in fan base. It sucks. But yeah, so 1984, Heather Langenkamp plays Nancy Thompson, and she's being pursued by this awful guy with a claw for one hand. It's like all these metal razors on this glove, dirty, dingy green and red sweater, a fedora. But he's pursuing her, but he's pursuing her in her dreams. And that's the thing. It's like, if you die in your dreams, you die in real life. So Nancy's got to figure out a way to defeat Freddy. And that's pretty much what the first movie is about. I love the first movie. I saw this in the theaters when it came out in '84. I did a thing a while back on Facebook, talking about like classic theaters that, and everyone was posting saying, this is what I went to in Chicago, and this is the theater I went to here. It was kind of cool. It's like, I remember going to like the Lewis and Clark and seeing A Nightmare on Elm Street. And it was such a cool theater to see something in, because it was a theater / bowling alley. But yeah, so that was 1984, and it made a big impression on people. It's like, hey, everyone thought the slasher genre was dying off, but this really shoved some adrenaline into the veins of the slasher genre. And we got Freddy. We got Freddy for another 6 films. What would I give this movie overall? This movie is probably the best out of all of them. really is like my favorite. So this is a Four Chainsaw movie. It just because of the way Freddy looks and the whole attitude toward Freddy has in the movie and the originality of the story and everything. So that's what I feel about A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Or Part 2. Nightmare on Elm Street 1. A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. So tell me what you think. I mean, what's your favorite Freddy movie? What's your favorite slasher series? Tell me what you think. I want to know what you have to say. Always like, subscribe, share, and comment. With that, of course, I'm the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl.